So, if you took our seats, welcome everyone on the last session of the conference, the closing plenary. I know it is not easy what I'm asking, but really, it's just a couple more minutes to keep sitting until you can fly out again in hundreds of directions and start to bring alive in your zoo or aquarium all that you have learned, agreed, and gained in this meeting. How do you feel about this conference? Whoa! Yep. I feel really good too. I just came out from the joint committee chair meeting, and I must say that even this late afternoon meeting, I saw a lot of energy. And I like the energy and like the enthusiasm that I'm seeing on the faces in this room too. I must say I'm proud of this community. I have seen talent, courage, and ideas all around. But more than that, I have seen action and impact. Already in the first hour of the conference, think of the kindly looting action where Theo and Jörg swiped 50,000 euros off for credit cards. Even doing this in a way that made us feel so proud to do it. Or look at the absolutely amazing showcasing in Mifanzi's presentation on what we have done and achieved in 1 year, or the heartwarming animation about the efforts of the Vietnamese pheasant reintroduction project. So that makes me confident that we are really on the good path to prove that together we can. Yes, together we can. Let me introduce the message of the Ukrainian colleagues, which is a poignant but also inspiring example of the perseverance and shows how important the supportive power of the community is. Thank you. You can see how strong that spirit is, and that spirit is us. So on behalf of our colleagues in Ukraine, we thank you for your support and keep asking everyone to remember that even the smallest help means a lot in this situation. Sharing and caring is indeed one of the most distinct values in our volunteer community. And how we can express our sincerest appreciation for the undying commitments that our colleagues are doing in this community. By our traditions, I have a very pleasant duty for today. I'm delighted to announce the 2024 Lifetime Achievement Awards to hand out. Mifanvi, would you be so kind to help me and hand over the statues? So, I would like to first invite Aude Halloween Demolim and Zach Shower to the stage to introduce the first recipient.
Yeah? Okay. Good afternoon, oh, I don't have a voice. That's because of all the hard work during the week. Trust me, I didn't go singing or anything. I really worked hard. Okay, first I wanted to start with a joke, but now I don't feel like it. I wanted to say, oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are here together to gather the union of, but no, that's not what I will say. Okay, there is someone that is very important for Zach and I, but also for many of you. And that's why we will involve a lot of you, I mean, as many as we can, in the next minutes. Do you want to add something?
They are not lying when they say this room is very, very big. As Aude said, this person has touched and helped and nurtured and cared for so many people in this room and so many people in our community. So we want to make it about all those people and everyone that this person has helped. I first have a note from someone who cannot be here. Miranda Stevenson simply said that this person is awesome. Someone else said, I first met them 20 years ago at a conference. Their passion and enthusiasm for conservation and husbandry of some of the strangest small mammals was contagious. The short conversation I had with them that day over a cup of tea and some cake resulted in a huge reading list that took me some long times to get through. They have also helped me raise funds for conservation projects for the next 10 years. Their generosity with their time and knowledge with keepers of all levels has inspired me and many others through our careers. So we have a list of other people who would like to say some kind words today. So Aude, I have that list ready. So would you like to start with Eric?
Passion.
Simon Brusland?
Very interested.
Anthony Dabadi? Luke Loka?
A great conservationist.
Dorothy? No? Okay. Jano?
Knowledge.
Peggy?
Amazing.
Vicky Malfi? She told me she would be. Letting me down, guys.
They also said she would be there.
Gary Ward. He will need the microphone.
Yeah.
I hope so, yeah. So I didn't know that I could get away with just saying one word. So anyway, I made some notes, and I think this person has been one of the greatest mentors for me in my career. And their expertise and knowledge around making aesthetic animal exhibits. I've always admired, and it's certainly influenced me as I developed my own understanding of the art of developing aesthetic bird exhibits. They've also, during my time I worked for them, really been really supportive as I developed my networking and involvement in the EAZA bird community. And I have no doubt, without their influence, I would not have achieved the role as curator of birds at ZSL. So I'll always remember them, and thank you.
And then we have one final person. If this person in the audience has not figured out who they are yet, this one hopefully will give it away. Do we have Emmanuel Mouton?
Thank you, everybody, for these.
So I am incredibly proud to introduce to you Stuart Muir as the person who is receiving this Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you, everybody. This is a big surprise for me. I
Thank you for all the persons who saved the secret.
and I've been a part of this community for so long. When I first had my very small zoo in the UK, I thought I couldn't ever make a difference, but I've enjoyed all of the years developing the way that a small zoo can help with conservation. I've been able to speak at meetings about how somewhere really tiny can really make a difference. We've had lots of people go through the zoo, students that have gone on to have really amazing careers. When I first went out to Vietnam, on a chance that I might be able to help, we now have an amazing project in Vietnam that I'm very proud of. You know, Save Vietnam's Wildlife is now 10 years old. We've built a new centre for breeding the Austin civets. We've bred, in the new facility, we've had our best year ever and bred 10 babies. I had the idea after a few years that we should also help pangolins. We've now had 1,000 pangolins go through our centre that have been rehabilitated. We've been able to return 60% of them to the wild. A vision in the beginning was that project would be entirely Vietnamese run. It now is. My friends, you know, I love talking to people, and people will often say to me, "Oh, you remember you spoke to us this meeting, you introduced me to somebody," and this is not a chore for me. This is a pleasure to meet people who are passionate. We're all passionate about what we do. And so thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate this kindness. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, I would like to invite Katarina Herman and Danny Deman to the stage to introduce the second awardee.
Is this on? It is indeed a big room.
Oh. Oh my.
We're not going to cry, are we?
No, not yet. Later, with a drink.
Anyway, dear colleagues, Katrina and I have the honor to introduce the next EAZA Lifetime Achievement Award to a respected colleague and friend who was nominated for this award by a record number of people. We're both a little nervous because we know this awardee is not a fan of big speeches. Well, not unless they come from Kylie Minogue-Corsair. We will aim to keep this light, notwithstanding the great achievements that make them worthy of this award.
Considering the awardee's age, he could have been your father, Danny, really.
Wow, then he must be really old.
He also has a weak spot for strawberry margaritas, preferably enjoyed under the Californian sun.
Kylie, strawberry margaritas? I'm sure some of you are starting to wonder which daddy we are talking about.
Danny, be serious. This person has been, and still is, a mentor to many young EAZA colleagues, leading by example and supporting them in their roles as EP coordinator and tech chair, always there when needed.
Put your tiny hand in mine.
What?
You don't know the song? Let me be your father figure. Put your tiny hand in mine from George Michael. Anyway, you were referring to EPs and tags.
Indeed, I was. He is the only person that has chaired both a bird tag and a mammal tag, the latter for some 30 years consecutively. Additionally, he has initiated the establishment of the EP of a very charismatic Ethiopian primate species in 1989 and has coordinated this very EP for a record number of 35 years. My age, by the way.
Oh, that's mean. But yes, Katrina, that is truly impressive, and it is a testimony of great leadership. And a true demonstration of what you can achieve, even when you're representing a medium-sized EAZA member. I think this is the kind of EP and the kind of EAZA spirit that Council would like to see across the whole membership.
Yes, imagine EAZA would leap forward as fast as a jumping the fuck. The awardee has been, by the way, a member of the Executive Committee and Council and has been a member of the EP Committee since 2009, acting as its vice chair and later interim chair from 2017 until 2022.
Indeed, and this is very heartfelt. He in that period as interim chair offered stability, continuity in the pandemic years, which are rough years. And the committee was also in that period wading through some muddy waters like a flock of stilts or plovers. And his sarcastic humor and support have helped our team and the office maintain sanity and good spirit.
His Naturzoo in Nordrhein-Westfalen, Germany, is a real gem and a must-see. If you haven't yet, the need and experience of the animals are always at his mind when considering solutions to problems, whether it is at his own zoo or in his EP committee, tag and EP work.
It was really hard to miss this week that he is retiring from his zoo this year and also from all his EAZA roles. He was applauded already in quite a few meetings earlier this week. And that is because he has truly shown a lifetime of support and action for EAZA since the establishment and even before in the early 1990s. He said to me yesterday when I spoke to him during dinner, he said, I was a very happy keeper. I was also a very happy curator. And I was a very happy director. And we wish you, as the awardee of this award, also a very happy retirement. And we're talking about 1, 2, 3.
Achim Johann.
Jörg Junold would do a selfie. I enjoy it this way. Yeah, thank you. First of all, I must say I was also always very happy in EAZA too. Really, EAZA was for me also a kind of home in a way. I felt comfortable and will feel comfortable further on in EAZA, maybe as I am one who stepped in quite early and grew with it. And with all the discussions we have about EAZA and coming on, I can still say I am absolutely happy and I'm proud that I could contribute in a wonderful way to our zoo community for my special animals, the lemurs and the, how did I call them? The birds which pick in the mud, the waders and the geladas. And the best thing was really to meet so many excellent people and who became friends. And now that I'm here, I really honestly say I want really to share this with all these lot of excellent colleagues, friends who supported this work with me, who became friends. So I really appreciate it. It was a very tough week, very emotional for me because so many individual approaches have been. I'm lucky. Thank you.
The Rustworth winner is one who is known well to myself and Mithambi. And I would like to invite David Field to come to the stage.
Thank you, Andre. And those are tough acts to follow, not just for the recipients who are just incredible people, but for the performance of the speeches of the presenters as well. And be assured I'm not going to sing any Kylie Minogue, at least now, perhaps later. I want just to say a few words initially, a more personal tribute, before I invite the recipients to stage to receive this award. This individual that to receive the EAZA Lifetime Achievement Award is a true zoo hero, a personal zoo hero to me and a professional zoo hero to many, many people. I've known him for a number of years, more than I probably can count in some respects, and more than some of the ages of the people in this room. We have shared so many councils, committees, different challenges, different events, different conferences over the years. And this individual has always had a presence there. They've been cantankerous, they've been difficult, they've been challenging, but they've been brilliant. Because every time they've ever raised an issue, and where there's been so many disagreements at times, do you know what? Most of the time, he's been right. He has shown incredible foresight. He's shown real, true community spirit. And I think if there was anything that I'd want to bring out about this individual now, is that that spirit of EAZA, that spirit of the zoo community, is something that we can truly, truly see in this person. Because although he has served the community both at a national, an EAZA level, and indeed at an international level at WAZA, and all the issues that have been raised, it has been about the advancement of our community. He's always put the community above himself, above his own institution, and above personal interests. A remarkable individual and a real, quite frankly, exemplar to everyone of this room, and especially all of you that are starting in your careers or just at the very start of your careers or advancing. This person has given service to the community. And in particular, I want to recognize the service to the EAZA community, the global zoo community, and whether that's in many, many different roles within that community, it's made a difference, and we rely on these people. To invite to continue this award and to continue the speech. Before I do, I would like to invite Jörg Younghold to the stage, please. Jörg.
So it's a privilege standing here, but I'm not the person. I don't like to echo everything David has said, but also to me, the person is a role model, a hero, a good friend, and like David said, always ahead and always his personal interests are second to those for all the things he has done for our community. And I would like to invite Theo Pagel on the stage.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Jörg. But honestly, it's not about me. So as I'm getting old, as the person I'm talking about, I have some notes. So today we want to recognize the Lifetime Achievement Award of a very special colleague. This person is, and I thought the boys would stand with me here because we are 2, 3 dinosaurs. So this person I talk about is as a dinosaur in the zoo world as Jörg, David and me. He is a real silverback, this person, and not only one of my favorite colleagues, but over the years he became even more, he became a real friend. And you have heard already this colleague has been very, very active within our community. And this person is one of the few, and I assume the only one in this room, who worked on both sides of the ocean, who has ridden a rhino, who has built 2 elephant facilities, and he is one of the few persons I know who can still eat a 1,000-gram steak and still enjoy. So it's an absolute honor and pleasure for me to shortly, or not shortly, review his career. And he's not only a child of EAZA, like many of us, he was more or less our father for quite a while. And you know already, of course, about whom I'm talking. And because this person is a little bit older and he cannot listen anymore that well, I will ask him already on stage, but then I will go through his lifetime together with you. So, my dear Thomas, honestly, that is the first time we ever lied to you. He thought I will get an award. And that is the only reason why my friend came, and I thank very much Jörg and David who helped us. And I honestly have to say, I thank also very much your beautiful and lovely wife, Susanna. And I would like to thank Susanna that she offered and allowed us to share so many years and days with Thomas. And you already allowed that we had a very close partnership. So Thomas is probably the only one beside my wife, and he can say it the other way around, who have spent so many days not in one bed, but in a bedroom. So please come on stage, and no applause now, because he will stand here and he has to hear what he has done over the years. So because there are a lot of young colleagues here in the room, this guy has started his career in Krefeld in Germany. He became a zookeeper at the end of the 80s. I think many of you even were not born at that time. And he really started from the basis on, and he's one of the few having not only practical knowledge as a director, but still is actively enjoying animals and work with them. And after his zookeeper examination, Thomas practiced in Hanover and of course in Cologne, and on the other side of the ocean in San Diego. But nevertheless, he came back from the land of the dreams, the country where everything is possible. And the reason for that, I have mentioned her already. Thank you, Susanna. Otherwise, he would run a zoo somewhere in the States. Now he's here. So he came back and he studied biology close to Cologne, also very good. So in Bonn, he started as a curator at the Wuppertal Zoo, at that time run by Uli Schürer, a very good friend of us. And in 1988, I met him for the very first time. At that time, I was still not working in the zoo. I had the crazy idea to start a breeding program for an ugly white bird from Bali. And I went to Wuppertal and met him. And since then, we are working together. He completed his doctorate during his time in Wuppertal, and can tell you that is not easy in a full-time job under Uli Schürer to really go and work night and day. Another step was taken when he became director at Opel Zoo Kronberg near to Frankfurt in 1998. And already in 2023, he was able to celebrate his 25th anniversary as a zoo director. And I assume he will have 50 years of working in the zoo before he retires. With his tireless commitment, he played and plays a pioneering role in the further development of the Opel Zoo, and has made a significant contribution to the fact that this institution is now a modern, scientifically managed zoo that is known far beyond the region's border, and one of the most popular leisure and cultural facilities in his area. In addition, Thomas worked for the WDZ, so the German Association, for EAZA, and of course for WAZA. And I'd like to start with WDZ. So from 2007 till 2019, Thomas was a member of the board of the Verband der Zoologischen Gärten, later Verband Deutscher Zoodirektoren, the other way around. From 2010 to 2012, I'm also quite old, you know. From 2010 to 2012, he was our president. And without him, we would not have had the basis to change our association to what it is now, an association for not only directors, but for the zoos. And we are now based in Berlin with an excellent team there, and that is also because of him. And he worked in a working group with other experts from the WDZ on the appraise of minimum standards for keeping mammals in Germany. That means even the German government knows that he is an expert you can trust on. And besides several roles in the EAZA, Thomas was our chair from 2016 to 2022. And as the EAZA chair, I think he was really able to build bridges between the different countries, the interests and demands. He was able to further develop the association together with the council, the committees and the office. And there were a lot of challenges for EAZA and all of us during his time as chairman. But he was always, you heard that already from David, he was always there when we needed him. In addition, Thomas was also from 2017 till 2023 in the Council of WAZA, the World Association of Zoos and Aquariums. And he was chair of the WAZA membership committee, and he was chair of the finance committee, and therefore a member of the ExCom of WAZA as well. So in his different roles, the award winner made many contributions to our community. Besides that, he, as a director of Kronberg Zoo, was able to establish a professorship for zoo biology at the Goethe University in Frankfurt. And that is also something very important for our whole community. So there's a lot of research going on which can be used by all of us. So thank you very much for that as well. Thomas, to sum up, has been working for the zoo world on a national, international, and a global level for almost 50 years now. And there are only few people who have done that like this. And he was able to influence the zoo world to become more professional, more scientific, and more conservation-based. However, he always fights for our basis. And I think that is something I have with some of you, hopefully, in common with him. The basis is keeping, breeding, and showing animals to the public in our institutions. Animals are the nucleus of our work, and we should never forget that. For his extensive voluntary work at home and abroad, he was awarded the Federal Cross of Merit on ribbon by Hesse's Prime Minister Volker Bouvier already in 2021. And his passion for our work is still outstanding. There are not many of us who deserve the Lifetime Achievement Award of EAZA like Thomas. And my dearest congratulations, Thomas, especially that is an insider from the Teindorf boys. And thanks a lot for what you have achieved for our community. And I'm proud to call you my friend. And I'm looking forward to many shared experiences and adventures. And once more, congratulations on behalf of all of us, Thomas.
Yeah, what should I say now? When I see the crowd, I always remember my first speech in front of the annual conference in Belfast. At that time, only 800, a small conference. Now it's not here. I was very impressed when I was standing up here, and all of a sudden, 800 people were quiet. So I was a little bit shocked. But I would not do it as the award winners and as the film industry is saying. I thank my grandfather and my grandmother and my father and my mother and all these kind of things. But I would really like to thank Susanna, my wife, which I know. And I just had to make a speech to her 35th birthday. Joke. So we know each other since she was 16 and I'm 17. It's a long time. And we met the first time we met, that was not the future that we would stay together that long, because after our first meeting, she asked her girlfriend, "What is this kind of shit boy there?" Yeah. So, but you know, it came a little bit better the last 40 years, so 50 years. But there is a big difference, you know. So I like to travel. Susanna, not that much. So when we were talking to each other on the day before her birthday, and I said, "Oh, I have an idea. I will be 66 next year, and you will be 66 next year, and we're gonna do the Route 66 across US. And she said, you know what? The A66 is enough for me. That is a highway between Frankfurt and Mainz. That is just close to us and it's only 25 miles. That is the biggest difference we have there. But all of a sudden, I would really like to thank David, Jörg, Theo. We know each other for a long time, but I want to take this chance also to say what you said, Theo, especially is the base of all what we're doing are our animal programs. Without our animal programs, there's no need that we should meet. And given that EAZA is thinking the same thing, a lot of you know that EAZA cut their breeding programs from 475 to 288. They cut them out because they are not sustainable. And I think, following still what's going on a little bit in EAZA, you made a wise decision to really discuss your acquisition disposition policy. And you should really analyze the data of EAZA, why the programs became not sustainable anymore. I would think you find one of the reasons is that perhaps they followed the wrong acquisition disposition policy for the last 20, 25 years. And you should not make the same mistake what they did. That is the easiest way to learn is to learn from other one's mistakes and don't make them yourself. It's a lot cheaper and a lot not so frustrating. So that's just really the last thing I keep out, and thank you very much for your applause. I always liked what I did, and I still do it for a couple of years. I just said it to a couple of them. I'm officially retired since the 1st of October, but I'm still working for another 2 or 3 years. Let's see that. So, but I'm retired since 10 days. Thank you very much.
And I wish to tell you that Thomas is not only awardee of the Lifetime Achievement Awards, but also recipient of honorary membership. And it's personally a big privilege for me that I can hand it over today. So thank you very much for the laudations, and congratulations and all the respect to the awardees. And this is the best time to thank everyone at the conference for their contributions. This starts with everyone who is here, who works in our committees, who makes responsible decisions on which the future of our zoos and aquariums depend, and the Executive Committee for the continuous support and the association's representation all over the world. No problem. As I mentioned in my opening speech, accreditation is one of the key features of the progressive zoos we are. We can also be proud that EAZA's peer review system was found standard-setting in the benchmarking among the zoo associations around the world. In this council term, we pledged commitment to reinforce it and build capacity to serve a 5-year cycle instead of 10. Obviously, we need trained and dedicated colleagues to accomplish this goal. And this is the time I would like to pay respect to the heroes who devote their time and energy motivating our members in those screening missions. And therefore, all the screeners who are present in this room, could you please stand up? I know we have many more. But all the others in the room, I ask to give them a big hand for their commitment. Thank you very much. Please remember that you are highly respected members of our community. And anyone, if you feel you wish to gain expertise in screening and support others in improving their facilities by peer review, you can learn more and join using the QR code on the screen. And then above all, I would like to express a big thanks to our host, Leipzig Zoo, Professor Dr. Jörg Junghold, and his outstanding team. All our exhibitors and sponsors. This year we had the largest exhibition in EAZA Annual Conference history. Without their participation and support, it is not possible to organize an annual conference in the first place. Please join me in thanking all the 32 companies that have joined us this week. Also, many thanks to Event Lab, Kongresshalle, and all the contributors who has been in charge of registration, event coordination and logistics, venue hosting and catering, and audio and light settings. You have received a link to in Huba and in your email to the conference evaluation survey. Please everyone fill it in and let us know your conference experiences, either positive or negative. Your comments and feedback will help us in making our annual conference better. It will only take a couple of minutes of your time, and it is very much appreciated. And the annual conference proceedings will be made available in due course. You will receive an email when they become available. And now, I would like to invite our host, Professor Dr. Jörg Junghold, to deliver his closing words.
What should I say after that? It's really the last meeting and the last day. And my expectations are more than fulfilled. We had a fantastic conference. And that is, first of all, only about you all. You are a fantastic audience, fantastic community, and I feel privileged, and also Zoo Leipzig feel privileged being part of this wonderful community. Thank you so much that you all have been here and that you are a great audience. Thanks Europe here. You may remember my opening speech. She did a fantastic job, and I think she was a perfect patronage for this meeting. And think about my words. I gave a few aspirations and thoughts for the future. I felt we had great discussions. We had achieved something. See the 103,000 euro for the Vietnamese campaign as an example, and many things more. And I would be happy on behalf of the whole Leipzig team if we had contributed a little bit to EAZA's great future, and that you will have great memories of these 4 or 5 days. I have just one little complaint that goes also to the clouds, that is Petrus. So the weather could have been a little bit better, a little bit warmer. That would have been fantastic. That's why we had to go in this fantastic hall we have. So I do hope you are all happy. And of course, before I say my last words, I want to thank many, many people. So Andre already mentioned the Kongresshalle, the Congress Center. I want to add the executive office. They did an enormous job. I want to recall our PCO, Event Lab. Visolite, Veranstaltungstechnik. So think all the techniques, it worked perfectly. And the security and all the personnel we have. And Fair Gourmet, Marché, the restaurants, and all the sponsors and exhibitors, they were so grateful all the days. And what I am without a great team? I would like to ask my team, all the green shirts are sitting here, come on the stage, come on. Well deserved. That is your applause. And I'm so proud. I got so many feedback. I grew up 2 centimeters the last days when I got all this positive feedback on you, my perfect team. And namely, at the end, I want to have here in front the 5 real heroes. They led everything. The 2 Katjas, where are you? From Event Lab. Katja and Katja. I like to ask Mirko Massé. Mirko, where are you? Come on. Oh! And the 2 from my team, Dirk Eisold and Anne Doberstein. They are the heads. These 5 people. That's it. We are really looking forward to seeing you all tonight, and I can assure you we have prepared fantastic party. So see you later.
Vielen Dank. Dankeschön.
Thank you, Jörg. And honestly, the faces of the colleagues prove much more than many words. This was an amazing place and an excellent organization for this annual conference, and you set the bar again really high for the next host. As such, I would like to invite the colleagues from Lodge for a traditional flag handover ceremony and a short introduction.
So guys, this is very good conference. Good luck for your hospitality.
You need to take this one.
All right.
I do hope it's the right. So,
Chodźcie, chodźcie.
now it's your turn. Good luck.
Okay, so thank you very much for this amazing conference, and once again, big applause for your colleagues from Leipzig. I hope we will meet each other next year in Poland, in a city called Łódź. It's really difficult. But as we get a lot of support from our local government, we prepared a short movie that gives you a glimpse of our zoo and our city, and it will be presented by our mayor.
Szanowni Państwo, bardzo się cieszę, że właśnie w Łodzi we wrześniu 2025 roku odbędzie się doroczna konferencja EAZA. Łódzkie zoo przeszło olbrzymią metamorfozę. Większą część jego terenu zajmuje pawilon, orientarium, w którym właśnie się znajdujemy. To właśnie tutaj ratujemy ginące gatunki z Azji Południowo-Wschodniej. Każdego roku łódzkie zoo odwiedza ponad 1 000 000 gości. A turyści również chcą zasmakować naszego miasta, w związku z tym odwiedzają piękne i poznają historię zabytkowych, zrewitalizowanych fabryk, secesyjnych pałaców, czy podziwiają street art na ulicy Piotrkowskiej i nie tylko. Mam nadzieję, że Wy również znajdziecie na to czas. Zapraszam Was do Łodzi, miasta, które kiedyś było przemysłową potęgą, a obecnie jest jednym z najbardziej ekologicznych i zielonych miast w Polsce. Mam nadzieję, że w ramach konferencji omówimy kwestie przede wszystkim ochrony przyrody, ale również ochrony ginących gatunków.
Thank you very much. And as for the closing of this meeting, I would like to thank everyone for their dedication to our vision, all of which have helped and will continue to help us achieve our strategic goals alongside our values and democratic processes. Although numerous personnel change in the Council, in the Executive Committee and the Executive Office have impacted our progress, we have still managed to move forward with our ambitions. I would like to thank all those who are aware that they will soon be following the work of the association from a distance, have fulfilled the program of the committees with maximum efficiency, as well as those who have taken over the work of 2 or 3 people at a time because of the positions that have been vacant. Without their hard work, we certainly wouldn't have been able to achieve so much in this current council term and strategic period. But we are not stopping. This is Time is coming to prepare for the next council elections and the building of our next overarching 2026 to 2030 strategic plan. So watch out for the communications from the executive office. I wish you a lot of strength and this same energy for your further work. Thank you all for being together. See you next in Lodz.